Hey folks, what's going on? It is 8:30 p.m. here on Tuesday night, the 18th of July, 2023, for those watching back in the future. Yeah, just thought I'd have a bit of a hangout session tonight. I was going to do one on Saturday night, but unfortunately I was sort of feeling pretty unwell. And I haven't totally shaken it yet. Drugs are doing a very good job of helping it sort of stay away. But yeah, I come home from work on Saturday, and I had it all sort of planned out. I didn't actually do a post about it. I was just gonna go for it, and I'm kind of glad I decided to just sort of hold off. It was a bit of a change of plans for the week anyway. So I work today instead of Wednesday tomorrow. So I've got tomorrow off. Just filling in for a teammate at work. So it's good. I thought I'd just come and hang out for a little bit and see who's around and what's going on. And I did want to talk about those couple of releases last week. Those sort of PulseCon figures. I think they're PulseCon. I haven't committed all the details to memory yet. So but I've got a window open, ready to go. So I'm definitely going to talk about them. That Force Unleashed pack, man, that's so good. Ian's here. Thanks for joining in, Ian. Jaden, what's going on, man? It's good to hear from you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. Except for this little, this, I just said, it's a bit of a head cold. It's like, it's just annoying. Nose is running like a tap. And I had a sore throat sort of last week, but that seems to have sort of eased off now. But yeah, just if I could get rid of this stupid runny nose, I'd be laughing. But hopefully just a nice chill out day tomorrow will be good. Just go and hang out, get some stuff done. I did after work today picked up another bookshelf just off Facebook Marketplace. Wasn't another Billy that I thought it was from the listing. It looked the same in the photos, but it's fine. So I've put that in there. I've got all my media out, so I'm definitely going to do another episode of my Return of the Jesse series tomorrow, and just sort of show what I've been up to this last week. Weekly seems to be doing a lot at the moment, and seeing how I go over the next few weeks. I may just start sort of tinkering around with what I've got to set up in terms of figures and getting them out and sort of setting them into their sections and getting ready. I've got the sail barge out. I've got the Razor Crest out. It's been a good week. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a little video tomorrow, sort of showcasing what I've done. And yeah, I've almost, just for a little sneak peek, guys, before I hit up the rest of these comments. I'm glad you're all joining. This is awesome. So I know it's kind of hard, but that's kind of my wall. That one in the corner there. That one there, that's the one I just put in tonight. And yeah, there's sort of not all the shelves are full. I've still got work to do in terms of how I'm going to set everything out. But yeah, I've got all my books out. The sail barge. So yeah, I'll give you a bit of a better look in the video this week. So that's fun, and people seem to be resonating with those videos a lot, which I hoped it would. It'll be good to go back in a couple of years and check it out myself and document the sort of journey to how I set this all up and how I'm going to do it in the future, and whether I'm staying here for multiple years, who knows? I hope so. So we'll see. Eddie's here. Good on you, mate. Thank you. Oh, just on the tail end of a fluey couple of weeks. It's getting around, man. It is getting around, and it's we're seeing on the news about all the scorching temperatures over in Europe and the US, and it's just like I'm ready for some warmer stuff, but I know I'll be complaining about that when it gets too hot. This room only has a small air conditioning unit. It's hidden behind the curtain here, but that's gonna get a workout this summer, I think. Hopefully, I've got a double brick house, so hopefully it sort of just keeps the temperature down in here a little bit. I may have to speak to the landlord about maybe getting a ceiling fan installed, or something else to cool down the air. But we'll see. My good friend, Fallen Jedi. Hope you're doing well. Always good to see you. And Linda, hope you're having a good one. Chief Chirper, what's going on, man? It's good to see you too. So yeah, it's just been a good week. So far. We've had some good weather. Haven't been able to enjoy it much, but hopefully tomorrow is good. Eddie, I plan to go to my local Zing to pick up my indoor bunker set, which has been on lay-by, plus check out what else is on the shelves. Nice. You'll be very happy with that indoor bunker. I did grab one. I didn't take the Scout Trooper with it. That we kept that one on display in the shop, and the boss actually just gave me the bunker, which is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to sort of setting up some of this stuff that I've acquired over the last 18 months. Just thinking about the Endor bunker. There's the Navarro Cantina. The Razor Crest. I've just sort of propped that up on a shelf, but I'm not sure if I want to actually sort of display that landed, open, have all the figures sort of standing around it. I think that's what I want to do eventually. But for now, I've just got it sort of sitting up on the shelf. It looks good. I had it out for a little bit when I got it. I was living at my folks' place. So yeah, sort of looking forward to just sort of even just getting it down and looking at it and really just having a good old look with it. I was setting up my sail barge again last night, just on a coffee table. That will eventually go on a bigger shelf. But yeah, just sort of it was a bit dusty. I had it in a bag, but before I packed it up, it just got a little bit of dust in it from where I had it at my parents' place. So I gave that a good sort of thorough clean with just with a damp cloth, microfiber cloth, just sort of dampened it and wiped it all off. Come up really nice, looks clean. New batteries in the lighting that I put in. And yeah, just got to find my skiffs to set up in front of it. And yeah, that's a good to go little piece for the collection. I also do have a big book I'm going to review tomorrow. Big thanks to Ed Fife for that one. Look forward to talking about that. I'm not going to say anything else. But yeah, really looking forward to recording that one tomorrow. So hopefully get a bit of content out there. I've got a few figures I want to review. I'll just play a little bit of catch up, I haven't got all the figures that are out just come out. Hopefully I can maybe go pick one up tomorrow. We'll see. Straight in the back to tank. I wish. I wish. That'd be fantastic. Although the house I'm in does have a bath in it. It has a bathtub, and it's like a 1950s one because it's an old house. Like it's an old 1950s house, maybe 60s, but I think it's 50s. So the bathtubs back then were really big, really deep, and yeah, I'm gonna have to have a soak in there at some point. I think because can't tell you the last time I've had a bath. just soak and just chill out. It'd be really nice. Glad you mentioned the change. No, you weren't seeing things. Because I'd set it all up through StreamYard, and I thought just because I hadn't put a post out on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, I thought I'll just go into StreamYard and change the date to tonight, and hope that's all good, and hope there's no. So I do apologize if I did screw anyone up there, but hopefully not. I like to think people just sort of jump in when they see me going live. But if anyone's sort of, actually actively looking forward to my streams, that's even better. I really like that Jumbo's Rebels. Yeah, I do too. I do have to track down the blades. I know I have them. I thought I'd lost one. But just in the process of packing and moving, I had come across both the blades. I was going to try and sell it at one point, but I don't know if I will. I think I don't. Yeah, I'm undecided yet. I know it probably won't fetch much anyway. But it's a cool big fig. Like I had the big Darth Vader. I sold my big Vader. Um, just didn't have the space for it back in the old place. If I had it now, I'd have plenty of room for it. Um, but yeah, it's a cool Rebels figure, sort of a nice sort of memento of that sort of that era of collecting. I think the when those Jacks from Pacific were doing those big figs. Once you finish with your room, I'm going to need you to hop on a plane and get it. Please and thank you. Oh, what I'd do for a trip to America right now, I would absolutely love to come back over to the States. Because, Galaxy's Edge has not had my presence in it yet. And I need to go and just sit there and have a good cry, like a happy cry. So, yeah, that's definitely something I want to do in the next year or two. I would very much like to get over to Japan 2025, but we'll see. So yeah, unsure what the future's looking like. If you had told me 2 years ago where I am now, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So time is ever changing. Difficult to see the future is. It would be a pretty epic HasLab Cal's ship from Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like the design. It's pretty unique, in my opinion. I agree with you 100%, dude. I think Lego are silly for not doing the Mantis, the Stinger Mantis. I think it's a really cool ship. I think it'd be really awesome. Like, it'd probably be a little bigger than the crest, I'd imagine. The wings are sort of huge. So I reckon it'd be well suited for a Lego set. I know sort of HasLab, the plan is with like the sail budge and the Razor Crest. There's a lot of characters involved with it, and I guess you could say there's a good half a dozen figures that sort of interact with the Stinger Mantis. Cal Grease, Merrin, all that Seer. So it could be done, but I like to think Hasbro sort of have a little bit more of a sort of play set in mind in terms of what they do with their HasLabs. I mean, whether or not the Ghost is about to get announced this weekend at SDCC, that's yet to be seen. It seems to be all signals pointing to that. I really can't see what else it could be, unless it's like a Death Star playset or something like that. I'm really not sure. I think the Ghost would be awesome. But then I sort of think as well, would they do the Ghost before a big Millennium Falcon? I'm not sure. But yeah, time will tell. I think the Ghost would be awesome. Excuse me, folks. I personally think the Ghost would be an awesome HasLab. Particularly with the tiers, reach stretch goals. You could include a Phantom in there, Phantom 2, carded versions of the Rebels, or whatever characters are coming out in Ahsoka. Whether they're going to do it based on that, or you could do it both. Do a mix. Like, we haven't had any Rebels characters in the vintage collection yet. So there's an open door to start that happening. And maybe you do an exclusive Ezra Bridger or something. I don't know. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think that's got a lot of potential. I can imagine like the deco on the inside of the Ghost, Sabine's own room, it's all painted up. Kane and Ezra have their sort of bunks, Zeb. I think it's got a lot of potential. I'd be very interested to see what the Ghost, but the Stinger would be awesome. Okay. I haven't yet, Linda. I do really want to. So basically, long story short is, I'm not sure if I mentioned it on my live stream last week. We finally reached a financial sort of settlement with the ex-wife after 18 months. So I'm just waiting for that to also go through so I can clear. That will make a lot of space in my financial situation at the moment, actually. So I don't know. I might hold out for a little bit. I might even just, I don't know. I'm very tempted to just jump on and grab one figure or something just to sort of see. Like, not that I don't trust what you've said, Linda, about the quality of those figures. I think, based on reviews and everything, they look pretty damn good. So I just need to jump on and do it, I think. So maybe next week. I don't know. I'll definitely do a video on whatever figures I pick up from there, because I want to get some AliExpress ones, see how they are. Especially Boiler Waxer, like those ones are no-brainers, and yeah, some cool stuff. Hey, Mr. Martin, hope you're doing well, sir. Hoping it's not a playset and they'll leave those for normal retail releases. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, but I think sort of what I meant there is it's got to have a little bit of play value. For us big kids, like the sail barge itself is a big playset. It's without sort of all the stupid gimmicks of like rocket firing and elevators and all that sort of stuff. It's got all the bells and whistles and all that kind of cool stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of playset. Being able to display it different ways, being able to my big thing is we all know it's toy photography. It's being able to get some cool shots, and I'm looking forward to doing that again. So I got the Republic gunship from the Clone Wars, and I don't have the wings for it. I remember buying it really cheap at a toy fair like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the wings, so I'm definitely going to have to hunt down those wings. I also love a Sandcrawler as a HasLab. You can have heaps of Jawas and maybe a bunch of droid sail figures to throw in. You can do, Owen Baru. Throw in Anakin with his speeder bike from Attack of the Clones. Do an off-world Jawa thing where you can put all the umbrellas and stuff from Mandalorian, all the stuff on the roof. Big skull. I think that would be cool. The Crepe Dragon skull on the roof. Whatever it was. Yeah. I think the Sandcrawler would be cool. It's iconic. It's huge. You could definitely do some cool features. Put a little vacuum in it so you can suck all the figures up through the vacuum pipe like R2-D2 does in A New Hope. Not sure. I should do a Sandcrawler or gunship. They could be filled with many figures we already have. Probably dropship would be good. 6-pack of retro collection figures was announced earlier, including Mon Mothma. Also saw pics of the new Saruman and Samwise. Still collecting those. I did see the retros. That's really interesting. The Yak face is definitely going to be a sought after one, I think. People that can't get the real thing, which that thing's just ridiculously priced now. So I'd definitely be happy to settle for a retro Yak face at this point. Mon Mothma's an interesting addition, given they didn't do a Mon Mothma back in the 80s, so that's cool. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings ones, I am still collecting those. I think I've only missed one so far, the Uruk-hai. I don't think I picked that one up, but otherwise I'm pretty sure I'm all up to date. I remember I feel like I saw images of Boromir and blanking. But yeah, I saw the Saruman and the Samwise images. They look really, really good. Definitely be jumping on those. It's nice to see that Diamond Select is still going to continue with those. So there's always those concerns that that sort of just maybe they'd peter out, but I reckon, you release a couple of figures every 6 months, I think that's a cool way to do it. Like the Sauron, build a figure sort of Sauron, that's so good. And those figures are great. I'm looking forward to getting them out on display again. But yeah, the Saruman, Samwise, I'll definitely be jumping on those. I don't believe I've missed any in between. I'm going to just double check on the Diamond Select Toys Instagram page while I'm here. DST, I think. No. Diamond Collect DST, that's what it is. So yeah, they don't have any pictures up of Sam and Saruman yet, but they've only just sort of been revealed, haven't they? Like, I'm not sure. Not even sure where they were revealed. But I don't think, aside from the Urukai, I don't think I've missed any. Whether there is any that are sort of snuck out in the last 6 months, I'm not sure. If they have, I haven't seen them. So I think I'm good. Yeah, last sort of one they put up was the Gandalf, which was a nice figure, and the Urukai, which I didn't get the Urukai. So I'm gonna have to try and track down the the last comment. That's from July, 12 months ago. So I almost haven't had a new figure since Gandalf, by the looks of things. I might have to track down that Urukai. It all looks like it will be the Ghost and Rebels TBC cards would get many backers. I'd personally love a Sandcrawler with the Crate Dragon Skull. That'd be dope. Veil Toys. Yes, I do have the page bookmarked, ready to go. They're awesome. Free shipping around 10 days to Australia. The figures are great for the price. Yeah, you can't really beat, even 25, 30 bucks. Yeah. Just saying right there. Prices are 25 to 32 bucks. Yeah, which is just good. That's good. Like, considering we're buying like sort of repacked figures for 45 to 55 bucks here, it's that's sort of half the price for something that Hasbro hasn't put out. Anyone got money down on Malgus? I haven't deposited for it yet. That will happen. It will happen, absolutely. What figures I've been collecting lately? Super Random World of Halo. Yeah, right. I've never played a Halo game. I say this to so many people that come into work and talk. A lot of people you end up talking about gaming and stuff. And there's like Halo and Call of Duty. They're two franchises I've never played, and Zelda. I've never played a Zelda game ever. But yeah, I reckon I've seen them in Big W. But I've been picking up the Mutant Mayhem Turtles lately. Like, there's a few good figures out there. I've only got the Turtles and Bebop so far. So I need to find the rest. And they're quite cheap. I think Kmart have them for 15. Target have just put them back up to 19 bucks. But they're cool. They sort of pick up my nostalgia a little bit. What were your thoughts on Rings of Power, Amazon? I haven't made up my mind on that series, to be honest. Like, I loved it as it was playing out. As I was watching it week to week, I thought, this is really cool. But I don't know. I'm not going to be one of those people that gets super upset that they sort of changed the lore, and they basically took all these big events from like Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales and all that sort of stuff and combined it into a time period to sort of create a story that sort of flows episodically, rather than trying to explain eras and ages apart where these sort of big events sort of happened. For the most part, the actors were great. The acting was great. I felt at times it felt a little bit small scale. When it come down to like Numenor, I loved seeing that as a visual. Numenor was amazing, but when you had like, the king at the time, I can't think. I'm completely lost track of names. He's trying to rally the troops. It feels like a small little courtyard of people. Like, I don't know. Numenor was always, represented by these, big, larger than life men, like big, powerful, strong men. and I just didn't get that feeling from it. I know the sort of, yeah, I don't know. I'm still undecided. Um, I'm willing to sort of see how it plays out in season 2. I just, I don't know. I kind of wish like they just went a little bit broader with it, a little bit more bigger in scale. Given the amount of money they spent on it, it just at times it felt kind of small scale. Um, Visually, it's beautiful, absolutely stunning story. Visual wise, the music was amazing. You know, that was stunning. Would have liked to, yeah, I don't know. I would like to see, like some of those sort of tales played out in, films like film epics, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're just. I would like to see, I don't know, some of those larger stories, like yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Those largest stories from the Silmarillion just sort of played out in a big epic, and then, almost like a Chronicles of Middle Earth or something like that. But yeah, I'll still follow along and see what it is. Rings powers nothing on the OG Lord of the Rings, big time. No, Lord of the Rings is, definitely up there as a favorite of mine. And just absolutely adore those movies. I get lost in the scores all the time. Just to be able to put on a pair of headphones and listen to those soundtrack scores, like just absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. But yeah, I'm all for more like Tolkien content, and if some of it doesn't gel with me, it's all good. I can always go and read the books. Everything else is still there. It's after all, it's an adaptation. It's not a, you can adapt something multiple ways. It's not a, direct adaptation. So yeah, let's talk about these sort of packs that were revealed. Let me just bring up my window here. I'll try and keep an eye on the comments as I go. So I'm just going to try and shrink down the window a little bit. Bear with me for a moment, folks. Okay. Oh, what do you think of the new Andor Clone Trooper? I have one of them and I like the body the helmet looks off. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not picking up any of the current clones. I like it. It looks cool, but yeah, they just haven't got that helmet right yet. I'd rather see, swap out helmets for the heads rather than the sort of big over the top rubber bucket. But the figure looks good. I'm not sure if we've got any in the shop at work. We may have sold out of them, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't. Oh, it looks cool. Looks good on the card, but yeah. Aside from that, it wasn't really doing a great deal for me. All right, let's bring up. There we go. So yeah, this set was revealed last week. When I wanted to do a bit of video and talk about it, but I'm here now, so I thought I might as well do it here. This one's some of the coolest stuff that Hasbro's done for a long time. And to go back and Force Unleashed for me, that's a big part of like Star Wars fandom, gaming. That was a really good time period. Collecting was at its peak. The figures were awesome. That game was just so good. I loved every minute of that game. Force Unleashed 2 as well. I'd love to see, a Black Series of that. But to do what they've done here is just, it's kind of unreal. So we're going to zoom up a little bit. There we go. So to get 2 Stormtroopers, we all know those Stormtroopers are absolutely fantastic. But then to get all the force effects, the lightning, a choice of lightsabers with the swinging effect. So you can go with the blue blade that he sort of, don't know. None of it's canon, but part of the story is you turn good if a change of heart later in the game. And you get a new, change your crystals to whatever color you wanted, really. But as far as the story went, it sort of, I think I'd stick with the red. That's what you play as most of the game. And the stormtroopers, just to have them sort of getting blasted and fried. It looks, that outfit, it's just the classic, the first sort of main outfit you wear in Force Unleashed 1. But these effects, like, seriously, 3 separate heads for Galen Marek, Starkiller. We have 1 set of hands on the figure, 2, 3, 4 sets of hands, including the lightning hands, and then you have an extra sort of force push hand, which is just absolutely outrageous. The stormtroopers both come with a blaster each, and then we got the blue blades on the right, the red blades there. But to be able to sort of pose this figure is, force unleashed, literally. It's just so cool. I'm really, really happy to see this figure. I hope it's going to get a release down here. I don't know that it's gone up for pre-order anywhere yet. But yeah, check it out. Like Force Lightning, lightsaber. Don't know about the little floor effect. I think it looks cool. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Wonder if it's got some pegs on it. But if not, that's cool. I imagine they have some pegs in there. But that's kind of a cool base if you want to display it like that. But the the sort of screaming face looks awesome. I think it's just those images. I don't know if sort of a few others have floated around a little bit, but for the most part, I'm just on yak face here. Always got the goods. The yak. Zoom up on those. They look fantastic. Just looking at the hands, like that's a bit of a force hand. Lightsaber grip. Bit of a force choke there. Open palm. I love that sort of just relaxed hands. They're not like, you're not stuck with one sort of pose which is what Star Wars figures get a lot of. It's just sort of lightsaber grip or trigger finger, and that's pretty much it. And that's cool. I love the lightsaber hilt. And it's now that they got the mold, the sort of the base of the figure, you got those sort of the basic sort of outfit, the boots, the arms, that's, once you got that, you start playing with like the Raxus outfit, you got the extra sort of woolly sort of tunic over the top, you swap that out. You can start playing with some different effects with this figure, some different outfits. And I don't know about you, but I'll be here for it. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. So yeah, that's a really good pack. I'm stoked with that one. Just checking these comments since I was talking about that. Going off topic, trying to track down a predator from prey. What is the release of NECA figures? No, NECA decided a couple of years ago they weren't going to send product down to Australia. From memory, I remember Pop Culture sort of put out a big alert basically saying that NECA was, or at least they weren't going to deal with NECA anymore. They were just being way too painful with all their sort of fancy exclusives. I know people were, a lot of stores were putting up for pre-order the Super Shredder from TMNT2. And everyone basically had, all the retailers that were planning on getting that one in basically just canned it. And, they had to give their money back because they were just, NECA was just like, no, we're not sending these down anymore. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure there are some retailers dealing with them. But, yeah, I know sort of Pop Culture still have a few, like there'd be old stock. I'm not sure. Things may have changed. I remember that was probably a couple of years ago now, but I'm not sure. How much do you think that set will be if it makes it here? 240. Oh, depends if it's an eBay exclusive for us, Linda. I think. You know, it's. I'm hoping EB Games will pick it up. Maybe an even 200. You know, I'm going to pay it if it's under 250. I'm good. I don't. I just. You know, sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and pay the money just to get the thing. Certainly picky with what I get now in terms of especially Gaming Greats figures when they put a $10 markup with a sticker on the box. Tempted to collect Black Series with that set. It's can't afford both TVC and Black Series. I feel you, man. I feel you. I want a Galen Merrick, Star Killer Galen Merrick, Jedi Knight, and a Sith Assassin. Me too. I reckon those 3 together in Black Series would be elite. Got them in 3 3/4, but yeah, need to be in Black Series. I reckon that'd be sick. Picked up the Indoor Heroes box with Paplu on a speeder bike, 420. Yeah, that was a lot. That's what you got to do sometimes, unfortunately. New Jabba Black Series set. That looks good too, yeah. And I've decided to try and collect the full Power of the Force 2 basic figure lines, a lot cheaper than model lines, and I have zero quality control issues. No, they're good, man. They're really, really good. You know, I still sort of keep an eye on eBay and stuff for the Power of the Force, what I'm missing and what I need. Yeah, I know what tub they're in. I can see the tub now with yeah, I can see my tub with all the Power of the Force stuff in it. I've had a look. So I'll definitely start doing some of those Power of the Force Fridays again. Ian, you asked me last week, I think, whether it was something I'd continue doing, and I'm definitely going to do that because it's part of my world, man. Power of the Force 2 is the best. Love it. It is, especially when you know they're $35 and you know those vintage Bobas, the 3 different, like the comic art, the vintage art, and there's the art style, whatever they are, the Boba Fett's, and you know I know Big W's got them for 35, and that's, I said it last week, that's pretty much cost. Big W aren't making any money off of those. That's just been what's put forward by Hasbro's pricing. Because we grabbed a few for the shop. They sold really quickly. We knew Boba Fett would sell really quickly over at Kessel Run. I think there might be one left, the sort of greeny blue one from the comic book. But yeah, that, you know, I think we might have had them for 40. But yeah, that's 40's recommended retail for those, which is outrageous. You almost don't want to get fingerprints on them. But yeah, that it's ridiculous that something like that is, you know, retailing at what Black Series were even 3 or 4 years ago. When vintage went up to 20, and it was like, oh, but you know what? I'm still buying them, but I'm just being really picky. Like I grabbed the Vader, and I was looking at the figures on the back, and I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to get the Hunter. I'm going to get the rest. I'm going to get the season 2 of the Bad Batch in Black Series. I don't know if I'm going to worry about the Bad Batch in 3 3/4. Do I need them again in a smaller scale? Like they're the questions I'm asking myself as a collector now. So yeah, $35 each. You know, if they do Wrecker, they'll probably make him deluxe at 50. Who knows? Well, I know they haven't announced any more of the Bad Batch yet. But yeah, I'm kind of just want to go get the season 2 Bad Batch figures that are out now, and be happy to be done with those, to be honest. I've got all the first season ones, and they're cool. They're great figures, but do I need them in 3 3/4? Probably not. Unless, you know, if they're still hanging around, if there's still Hunters hanging around, he's on clearance for like $15-20 maybe. Even then, I don't know. Like I said, these are the questions I'm asking myself as a collector. That's why I picked up the Vader, the Return of the Jedi Vader Death Star 2. I did a review of that late last week, mid late last week. That was a good Vader. That was worth it. And the Black Series version of that's coming out soon looks very tidy. Very tidy. Good to know regarding neck after the secondary market. Yeah. Yeah, check it out. Have a look around, man, because you may find some stuff. Yeah, you might find some retailers out there that have got some NECA stuff. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've looked. Yeah, it's been a long time since I bought some NECA stuff. What did I buy recently? It was NECA. No, it's been a while. No, I keep thinking of the Diamond Select stuff. They're very sort of similar. TBC prices are ridiculous now, big time. Worldwide, it's not even here. Do you have any Mayfex figures? A few DC and Marvel ones, and they're epic, super expensive, but the Mayfex Boba Fett is so good for a 6-inch figure. I did have Kylo Ren from a few years ago, but no, I don't have any other Mayfex ones. I do still have a couple of my SH Figure Arts ones. I kept a few of them, but pretty much purged that collection a while back, a couple of years ago now. Look, I had a lot, and they were great figures, but yeah, so I don't need different 6-inch figures. But there was a few, like the 2 Rays, Kylo Ren, and the 2 older Luke Skywalkers. I kept them. I think that was all I kept. There might be one more I kept, but I don't think so. But yeah, no, they make good figures. But there's at that point now where it's like, if I'm going to spend, 150, 200 on a Mayfex, I may as well buy a hot toy, and have something a little bit bigger. First wave of TVC 2.0 were no more than $15 a figure 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I remember even 2010 when figures have been $15 here in Australia since the 90s. I've got a folder with some catalogs from like Phantom Menace, and they were $15 here back then. So Ed 5, what's up, my brother? Hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, gonna get Ed on for Ed 5 on for a stream at some point, definitely coming weeks. I reckon we'll try and tee something up. We'll see if there's a Saturday evening where you're free, mate, and we'll tee something up big time. Very keen. And I know you're doing a live stream tomorrow night, so I'll try my best to tune in and come and hang out. But Boba Fett is one I own. It's a thing of beauty. I always have looked at the Boba Fett. Return of the Jedi Luke one was good. I wish I could have gotten the for SH Figure Arts the Luke from Mandalorian. That looked really good, but yeah, it's just it came out, it was out, everyone sold it out, and the price has just gone shoop, way up. Just finished work. How was your day, mate? Hand pink weaving. But yeah, so I was going to go back to that window. Let me just try and find out where I'm at here. So yeah, I thought while I've got it here, I may as well talk about this sort of retro pack that a good friend Fallen Jedi mentioned before. So as you can see, it's a box set. I'll check the details in a minute. See what's the go, whether there's any details out. But Gamorrean Guard Admiral Akbar, which is one of my favorite like vintage Kenner figures. I like Akbar, Bosk, Chewbacca. Those three are probably my three favorites, to be honest. I don't know why. Mon Mothma, that's a new one, a new Wicket and Imperial Royal Guard. So yeah, Return of the Jedi, but a very sort of mixed bag there, really. There they are. It's kind of looking pretty good. You can tell they're different to the vintage. Gamorrean looks a little bit little bit more surprised. Wicket. I'm sure there's differences, so I can't pick them out. Yak Face, that's a cool one. I won't argue with that. I'm not into the retros myself, like especially from the original movies where they've already done them. Because I did just buy all the Kenobi ones recently. Mon Mothma. She's got a gun. She's packing. And Mr. Akbar. He's looking the same as always. So yeah, let's details to be announced soon. Looks like the others, the retro collection Return of the Jedi 6-pack, will probably be a Hasbro Pulse / Shop Disney exclusive. Yada yada yada. Yeah, so that's interesting. Interesting pack. We'll see what's going on there. The sad fact that we have to filter what we buy due to excessive cost. It has impacted my boys' love of collecting Star Wars, and they are taking their money and focus to other things, which is fair, man. Like, it is fair. Like, it is what it is. Like, yeah, it sucks, but I don't know. Like, I purposely don't drink, and it's been 8.5 years or something since I quit cigarettes. So definitely being a little bit more picky now. You got to. I mean, everything's going up, isn't it, at the moment? It's despite no one saying there's a global recession at the moment, is very much a very small step away from being a global recession. So we just gotta. Everyone's just being careful with their money, as it's understandable. But yeah, it's sad when a hobby, you get priced out of a hobby like that. That's just a bummer, really. I can't understand how Hasbro still hasn't given us a definitive Leia, Luke, and Ben from A New Hope in TBC. I 100% with you there, dude. Probably going to hold out for their 50th anniversary in another 4 years. Who knows? I think they're no brainers, really. I think even Han. Leia, Luke, Han, Ben. They're the main ones, really. You could even go Uncle Owen, Aunt Beru. They haven't had a release for a long time. If you get away, Power of the Force 2 Mon Mothma is much better. Absolutely, yeah. She doesn't really need an upgrade either. It's just that's fine. Did you get the first retro wave on the Star Wars cards? I did, but paid for it. The second wave seems harder to get. I hate Hasbro Pulses exclusive to overseas buyers. Yeah, I did. I don't have them anymore. I opened them. I ripped them all open, and I didn't really care about them after that. I didn't worry about the Empire Strikes Back ones. Haven't worried about any of the Return of the Jedi ones. I just find they all end up being peg warmers anyway. So, like, if I want to pick them up, I'll be able to get them in 6 months for $5 a pop. So I'm not too worried. I'm not into the retro thing, unless, like, I've gotten the 2 Mandalorian season figures, and they're cool. I like them. I like because they're new, and I got the Kenobi set as well. I don't know. It's just something different. They're new. They're an homage to what's come before. They're not just. It's not just a redo of what's already been done. I think it's cool. No idea, man. No idea what we're doing at the moment. Whatever's on the website at the moment. Yeah, definitely gonna talk about what to do for the near future. Yeah. Anyone else got any other pickups this week? I just got what I've reviewed. I'm assuming people have seen them. The Vader, the vintage Vader. and the Malik and the Bastila. They're great figures. I was eyeing off some of the second wave of the Indiana Jones figures as well in JB Hi-Fi the other day. I'd like to pick them up in the coming weeks. Because definitely, I'm loving those figures, and I can see my first wave, or the Ark of the Covenant wave, and it's really, really good figures. Really good. They look fantastic. And I've always been a sucker for indie. So we'll see what goes with them. Whether I go full bore into it, I'm not sure. Certainly did with the first wave. So yeah, I just wanted to. Last thing I wanted to mention was, if I can find it, the SDCC exclusive Black Croissant. That's what I'm calling him, Black Croissant. So let's bring up the image. There we go. So I think this is a cool. I think this is a cool release. As for the amount of cardboard, like the box in the box in the box, I think that's a little bit overkill. But people are going to want to display this open. People are going to want to display it closed. And that looks like it's kind of just a slip case over it. I think it's a cool figure for vintage. Honestly, I'll probably just wait out for one of the single releases, because I think it is a deluxe. I don't think it's coming on a single card. I'll probably just hang out for that. I know this one comes with like an extra head. Zoom up. Have a little look ski here. So he's got his extra weapons. Vibroblade. It's a nice looking figure. He's got his electric brass knuckles. Big ass rifle. That looks sick. His beer mug. Now the box art is cool. Like I'll admit, again, this sort of got some of the comic artwork. Picture from Book of Boba. At least this one kind of looks like the figure looks like the pictures on the box, as opposed to that last monstrosity. That was an absolute stinker. But glad Hasbro's going back and correcting what they've done, and giving us a good chrysanthemum. I think it's in both scales. I know that we're getting the Black Series one as well, which I'm sure it was in the works. It was just a chance to get a version out in a comic pack, and at the time of the hype of Book of Boba Fett. So he's looking pretty slick. It's a nice detail. He looks like him. Big heavy ass weapon. He's a tank of a Wookiee. He comes with the Melee Run fruit, which that little scene at the end of Book of Boba where the guy tosses him the piece of fruit and they're all standing around laughing like it's like the end of a sitcom. That was just a little bit cringy. All right, back to some comments. I'm glad I got to talk about those figures that sort of got revealed. Not sure whether I'm going to, because I was doing those sort of news-ish videos where I was sort of doing a little bit of chat. Don't know whether I'm going to do them again. We'll see. Jed says, my latest pickups this week in terms of styles, that new TVC Vader, so good. I agree. Also got the Temple of the Golden Idol Indiana Jones Lego set. Nice. Some of the indie Lego looks cool. I'm in the Harry Potter Lego at the moment. That's my little sort of side mission at the moment. I'm sort of just sticking with like the castle sets because they're all sort of modular. I'd love to just join them all together and have a big Hogwarts at some point. But they're cool sets. Star Wars Lego isn't overly inspiring at the moment. Got the 2/12 4-pack with Waxer and Vintage Kenner ESP Collections catalog, Yoda and Luke cover. Nice. That 4-pack was great. I wish we could have gotten that down here. And I'll be getting the Endor Trooper and the White Republic Commando this week. Very nice. I'm going to have to get a couple of those Endor Troopers myself. Also got an email from Pulse saying the Tusken 4-pack should be shipped soon. Very nice. That's another one we can't get here in Australia. God damn it, Hasbro. There is a Southern Hemisphere. Just got the Retro 6-pack, which is legit shiny C-3PO and now in live TV R2-D2. Very nice. Yeah, how they can vac metalize that one, but can't do it with every other C-3PO. I understand it's, terrible for the environment, apparently. Look, I've got two big shiny boys. Power of the Force. And then the big 12-inch 3PO from... It was the big box that came, funny shaped box that came with the book back in must have been the late 90s, I suppose. I can't remember. No, Black Series is not my preferred scale. I was still disappointed that Return of the Jedi Ghost figures only had the Hayden likeness, not alternate. Yeah, that would have been cool. Just to give the fans a little bit of something. They understand. They would understand that there's fans from both eras, and to be able to go, or you can Hayden or Sebastian Shaw. They've stuck with canon, but I know what they're doing, but. I don't know. Just there would be a nice little nod for fans of the original look of Anakin. My personal thing has always been wanting to age Anakin so he looks like Hayden Christensen in his 40s. They could just get a recording of him now where he looks a little bit older and slot that in there over the top of the old 2004 Hayden. So I don't know. Find some middle ground. Age him up, make him look like he's the age he died. Convince me to pick up the VC Vader and Black Series Malak whenever I can find them. I'm long overdue for new Star Wars figures. Yeah, you won't be disappointed with either. The Malak is a stomper of a figure. He's huge. And the VC Vader is just... I need to do a side-by-side with the Dark Times Vader, which was just a fantastic figure, but this one's really, really nice. And I'm almost tempted to grab a second just to have one with the helmet on with the Return of the Jedi shelf and, one for the helmet off scene. All hail the shiny golden god. Goldenrod. So, yeah, I can't believe that's an hour gone, guys. That's that's made my night a hell of a lot fun. I'm really excited to see what this week's going to bring. In terms of what I'm going to pick up, I think the room's going to sort of plateau for the moment. But as I start digging through some crates, some random sort of things, I've got a few extra sort of cubes in that shelf. Like empty spots down the bottom there. Some ships that I've just sort of put out just so they're off the floor. So I've got a bit of space to play with and set some things up. I kind of need to bring like a big temporary table in here just so I can sort of laying out the figures and get them in the places they need to be once I've got some shelving up. And I have priced up some shelving. So I'm pretty sure I know what I want to do. It's going to end up costing around about the sort of $800 mark, I think, through Bunnings. So, definitely want to hit some of that up soon. Whether I'll just buy it in parts. So basically on this wall, so there's my desk. There's me. There's the ring light. So this whole wall is about, I think, 3 meters. And then I've got, sort of 1,500 there. So this sort of wall next to the desk will end up being sort of Black Series. And then all that room will be for TVC. And the shelves are like 540 mil deep, so half a meter deep. So there's going to be so much room for figures. So yeah, it's I'm going to have a lot of room, which is going to be fantastic. You know, to be able to get an ATST on a shelf, whereas before when I've displayed them on the Billy bookshelves, it's you find that when you drop shelves up for to have extra room for a big tall vehicle like an ATST, you find there's a lot of wasted space when you've only got the one tall vehicle and then all the 3 3/4 figures. You've got all this space for extra stuff. So that's gonna be fun to do. You know, have all that extra room. You know, have a Slave One parked there for Attack of the Clones, TIE Fighters. You know, be able to put them all on the shelves with the figures around them. Just to sort of fill it up a little bit. And it means I don't need to worry about hanging vehicles from the ceiling anymore because, you know, like I said last week, I'm in a rental. I can't do that. So, yeah, it's going to be good fun. And then I'm going to get some hooks and start hanging up some artwork because I've got a bunch of posters, bunch of artworks, including this one here. Which is it just happens to be in arm's reach, so that was why I grabbed it. So I'm looking forward to getting some artwork on the walls and sort of showing that off a little bit. Do you have a soft spot for missing characters? Sebastian Shaw, Anakin, and Lax Sivrak, Power of the Force 2 figures were 2 of the first figures I picked up when I started collecting again. Yeah, that's really cool. I like the Anakin from Power of the Force. Was it technically Power of the Jedi? No, Power of the Force. Politely blanking anyway. I've got the tri-logo vintage Anakin on a card, which is cool. I've got that one on display in my yak face that came with the sail barge. I kept those two. Oh, good question here from Jaden. Do you have any Star Wars comics either graded or kept in good condition? I have the Heir to the Empire first issue, and I'm tempted to get it framed soon. Love that OG cover art. I keep all my trades. They're right here. So I have sort of stopped with the trade paperbacks since they've gone sort of between Empire and Jedi. You can sort of see here, along here, I did start. But yeah, aside from that, I've stopped with the comics. There's just too much, and I don't necessarily enjoy all the stories that were going on. We'll get some more High Republic ones because I've only got the first High Republic. But yeah, I do have a few older books. I do have a box of single comics, single issues. I do have a lot of issue number ones. What did I get recently? Was like recently as I can remember, I got the 6 issues of Dark Empire. I can't remember where I got them. I'd have to go back through my Instagram to find out where I documented where I got them. So I'll probably end up having to bring that box in here and getting those comics out and maybe display a few. I want to get some, like, maybe a couple of the one-touch sort of cases for a couple of the comics to display. Is trying to think, it might have been Ian. I can't remember. May have mentioned, using the cubes as, display, put a book in the back and then display the figures in front. So I might do that at some point. But yeah, I know where my box of comics is. I'm gonna bring it in here. If it's not already in here, I don't think it is. No, it's not. Because like from when 2015, when Marvel got the license back, I got a lot of issue ones from that first period. But yeah, I've got some cool stuff. I need to flick through and have a look. Some of them might be worth a bit now. Thought it was. My memory serves me correctly. I only really like the older comics. I kind of like the I appreciate the sort of the EU, the legends, all that kind of cool stuff from from back in the day. I still appreciate all those stories. You know, they're still awesome stuff. And I know, like, some of the books here that are no longer canon, in terms of the comics, are still some of the really cool ones. I can't even remember what half these are now. Yeah, I sort of once I started getting into the Empire Strikes Back stuff, you know, there's the War of the Bounty Hunters and all those sort of crossover events between Empire and Jedi, and you know, Kira apparently come back into it with Crimson Dawn, and everyone's playing past the slab with Han and Carbonite, and I'm like, no, I don't necessarily believe that sort of happened between Empire and Jedi. I think it was sort of I like to think that era was pretty well subdued. You know, the rebels had to go back into hiding, and after their loss at Hoth, and you know, Luke went and did some training, and you know, built his lightsaber and formulated the plan to go and save Han, and yada yada yada. I think it was all pretty low key. I don't know if much, especially with those rebel characters, Luke, Leia, I don't know if they would have been out in the open as much in that period of time, because they wouldn't have wanted to attract the attention of the Empire while they were trying to sort of, you know, reestablish a rebellion. Not reestablish, but sort of regroup after Hoth, and trying to, because when they get together at Endor, it's a pretty big sort of armada of rebel ships and stuff. So it would have taken some time to get them all together. But that's just me. I remember reading an old comic which had a post-Sarlacc pit Boba where his code name was Sarlacc food. Is that the one? I reckon that might be the same one where Han Solo asked him, you know, how did you get out? And he said, oh, apparently I didn't taste very good or something like that. David, what's up? Good to hear from you. Off to bed now. Nice to catch up. You too, mate. Good to hear from you. Awesome. Thanks for coming and chatting. I am going to wrap up now, guys. So it did take an hour. So I hopefully got some people teed up for a good chat. We'll go for longer an hour when I've got someone else on. But yeah, it's cool to just chill out. I'm going to try and do the just talking about current drops and figures and stuff like that on future streams. And it's fun being back, and girlfriend's just like, yeah, you gotta go do your stream, so it's exciting. I'm stoked with that. So she's the best, and I'm happy to be in a happy space now, guys. Really am. So yeah, appreciate everyone. Sort of like I said in the last stream, is like, you know, to be able to take that much of an absence from doing the live streams like as frequently as I was 18 plus months ago. It's good to be back in that place and still have everyone here hanging out like we used to. This is like a seamless transition into a new era. So thanks all. Oh, David, it's going good, man. Really well. I'm going to be dropping another video tomorrow. So I don't know if you've checked up on my first two videos that I've done over the last couple of weeks. We're going to be dropping a third one tomorrow. Once I've had some sleep and I don't have all these sort of dark bags under my eyes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll pop up a post on Instagram and Facebook, with Facebook and Instagram. I did join Threads, but I really don't care for that. Same as Twitter, I don't really care for those. I'll stick with the Instagram, stick with the Facebook, and keep an eye on all their social media stuff that I do. So I'll try and keep everyone in the loop as to what's coming up, what videos are dropping, all that cool stuff. Awesome to hear from everyone. Somehow just returned. All right, folks, thank you very much. It was great to talk with all of you. And we'll see you very soon. Whether it's next week, I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, guys, may the force be with you always.